So Ryan Blaney, I walked up to you and said, your lettuce is looking good today, but first thing out of your mouth was to trim it up. But why trim it up, man? You got to have the race day, the playoff lettuce, the playoff beard.
I know. I've gone this far without cutting it this year, so I'll probably just let it rip. And yeah, the playoff beard has started a week ago, so it'll come in nicely, and hopefully it brings us the same luck it did last year.
I've jammed a microphone in Roger Penske's face for 25 years now, and it seems that I always get in a conversation about facial hair. Do you still have a conversation with Roger about your facial hair?
Well, I keep it very good through the year, but then when playoffs start, it kind of, hey, it's playoff time, beard time, it's a superstitious kind of thing. But through the year, I'm very clean shaven and stuff like that. But once these final 10 weeks start, I think it's appropriate.
Is it even a thing now with Roger?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. I think he's laid off a little bit. He'll let you know though, like getting a little long, but then you take it, it's like, okay, I'll shave. But yeah, it is a thing still, but you just you be smart about it. I know that, and that's why I keep it so clean shaven through the year before the playoffs, so I can have a little bit more leeway when I get to the final 10 weeks.
We talked about this on the show Sunday night about the 3 races that kick off the playoffs and the diversity of those races. And granted, I understand drivers like certain tracks that they do well at, but the diversity of those tracks we like as fans. You as a driver, you've got the quote-unquote super speedway of Atlanta, Watkins Glen, and then, of course, Bristol. Is that a good way to start off the playoffs?
It definitely throws an oddball in it. It's kind of a completely different first round than we've had. I know a lot of people were nervous about Atlanta, kicking it off, just being kind of a speedway nature track. But we did a really good job, last week at Atlanta, and short of the win, we had a great day. So we accepted that challenge and just went racing, and tried not to let anything psych you out. Like, oh, it's speedway is the first race. It's like, well, doesn't matter if it's in the playoffs or not. You're always going to try to perform, right, and do the right things, and we happen to do that. So go to the Glen this weekend. First time Watkins Glen been in the playoffs, so that'll be exciting. Hopefully our road course program is where it needs to be. I'll find out Saturday when I get on the racetrack. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think we're starting off, really well. I think our group is where they need to be, and try to get through this first round and then attack the next one.
But that's what you're supposed to say. About half what you said right there, you're going through your Rolodex of you need to say. you are. But that's so true. Do you have an idea of the car that you're going to jump in for Watkins Glen?
Well, no. I mean, you don't. I mean, you can prepare all you want, right? I mean, we do sim work before these races and stuff, but at the same time, like, you don't particularly know how you're going to be, especially against the competition. Like, you might know, okay, hey, we're running this in the sim and my car feels okay in the sim, but until you get out there and you don't know what everyone else has got, right? If you got to go find half a second somewhere, like, oh, well, this is different now, and now I got to push harder, or we got to work on our car to try to get there. So I think that's the beauty about it, and that's the beauty of sports. Like, you don't know what anyone has until they go down the field or get on the racetrack. Like, and then you find out everything, and you're trying to learn under fire, and you're trying to learn quickly. So that's what makes it challenging, and that's what makes, I think, great teams great, is they can figure it out fast, and they can figure it out quicker than everybody else.
Who are you looking into? Who do you follow? How do you pinpoint those seconds to pick up at Watkins Glen?
Yeah, so I'm usually a person, I don't normally like follow people to try to get an idea in practice. Like, I'll just try to go focus on, like, especially the first run of practice, kind of how I approach it is, you're going to go out, you're going to try to get a pretty good gap by yourself and really just kind of fine tune your craft. All right, am I doing everything I need to do? Kind of getting up to speed. And then I'm trying to figure out at the same time, all right, what's my car need to do better once I get up to speed? And I'm trying to do everything right. And then after, like, your first run, you go in and you look at data. Okay, where am I running? What lap times am I running? How far off am I, or how close are we? And then, you have your SMT data, kind of all the virtual cars you can look at. You can look at guys' brake trace, throttle trace. You can learn off of that. And that's really the biggest tool for me, is I can watch, and you can overlay your car to somebody else who you want to watch. I go, okay, he's getting into turn 1 deeper, or he's getting off at turn 2 a little bit better than I am. And then I kind of go out for my second run, and then I try to work on those things.
Who's that overlapping car typically for Ryan Blaney? Is it Tyler Reddick? Is it Kyle Larson?
I mean, it honestly just depends on the weekend. You look who's fast in practice, and then so I don't watch somebody religiously every week, because that person might not be great that week, and you have to go look at somebody else. But I'd say the better road course guys, right? Like, yeah, Reddick's great. Byron's a really good road racer. Larson, Chase. Those are the kind of the guys I look at. Martin's Truex is pretty good. So those handful of guys I try to focus on because, especially on road courses, because I know they typically run very well, especially at Watkins Glen.
You remember who you watched coming into the Phoenix finale, Ryan?
I didn't watch anybody. I was so focused on our deal. Like, I didn't really watch any data, like SMT stuff. We just focused on, hey, our speed is close. All right, so I don't really want to watch anybody. Let's just focus and talk about where can we get our car better, So that's all I wanted to focus on. Once I knew I was in the ballpark of those other three guys, it's like, all right, I don't need to watch it. I just want to focus on how can we have our conversation about our car, because I didn't want to throw ourselves off. It's like, oh, he's doing this way better than me. We really need to work on this. We need to work on this. Like, let's just focus on our deal. And that's really what we did.
Do you even remember the lead up to it? Because it was such a big occasion for you. Were you able to take it all in?
That's tough. That's the tough part. Everything happens quick, right? Like right when we won the championship, I was telling people, like, let's slow down, like, let's take it all in.
You were saying that at your age. Yeah. Let's slow it down. Yeah. Really? That's things I say at my age.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to try to appreciate it, right? Because everything happens quick. They go on stage, do this, do that. You're getting shoved over here. Okay, the car's leaving now. It's like, wow, man, I want to like appreciate this. And I think that would be the neatest thing about winning, if you can win a second, is you're going to understand, like, okay, this is kind of the procedure that post-race is about. And you're going to be able to, slow things down easier because it's not all a first for you, right? And things aren't going a million miles a second, So that's what makes me hungry about the second one, is I think you're gonna appreciate it a lot more.
You talk about stepping back and appreciating things and taking things in. I can't do anything but look forward to your wedding, because that was the advice we were given. And so, yeah, to just kind of step back. There's so many things going on, kind of like a championship. Yeah. You're just like, oh, get away from me, get out of my head. But yeah, it's the chance to be able to do that in any big event in your life. Easier said than done, though.
It is easier said than done, that's for sure. I mean, because you work so hard on trying to get to that moment, and when it happens, right, you're overjoyed and you're trying to figure out, how do I need to act, So, but yeah, I mean, it was great. And yeah, I mean, the same thing of slowing down, like the wedding here today, it's 3 months to the day away. It's going to be here before you know it. And my fiance and I, we're to the point of, we're sick of planning. Like, we're done planning. We just want it to be here and like enjoy it with our friends and family. But it's been fun, actually. It's like preparing for a championship, like all the work that goes into it.
Don't tell her that.
Probably more work, honestly. Oh, she laughed. I told her that. She laughed at it. She was like, yeah, I'll just see. It's probably pretty close. But I said, well, this is way better, though. The wedding's way better. So way bigger deal. But we're excited about it, and should be a good time.
I see you golf. I see you do some other things in your off time. Yeah, the Olympic break was nice for you guys. What do you do to get your mind off the things that might stress you out otherwise?
Yeah, I always, we're traveling all weekend, and, in the race shops, through the week. And I always try to like reserve one day to not do anything like related to my job, whether that's like Wednesday, Thursday before we fly out. One day I don't think about racing. Like, I don't answer emails about racing. I don't do any of that. I just, you need one day to separate yourself, I feel like, or else you're going to go crazy because you can obsess about this stuff. And so I think having that is nice. So I like, I don't know, it sounds pretty boring, but like, I love my house. Like, I love being home and hanging with my fiance and our animals. And like, that's the best thing to me. I golf. I mean, I do golf. And so that's that part I really do enjoy doing. But just being at home, like that's like luxury to me because it's great.
Can you take 24 hours off of all devices?
Not all devices. No, I don't. I mean, you're still on your phone, right? Everyone's glued to those things nowadays. It's just way of the world. But I try not to, even like on that day off, I try not to look on like Twitter, or it's not called Twitter anymore, X or Instagram. But I do like seeing it just because I get informed. Like, that's how I get informed of what's going on, whether it's in the racing world or anything else. That's how I get my news. So I try, but it's hard. I mean, who can really go 24 hours without a device? I mean, that's like impossible to do. You can read a book for 24 hours. You can't do it.
You take car maintenance seriously, and you want to pass on that legacy of care. Use Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer to shield your engine from excessive heat, debris, and friction. Trust Lucas Oil. It works.
Freak Nation, make your plans now to get yourself a new set of General tires. And if you buy 4 qualifying SUV or light truck tires, you'll get up to $100 back with a Visa prepaid card. Fall's here. Winter's coming. Wet weather. You want to make sure you're on a new set of General tires. For more information, check it out at GeneralTire.com. That's GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of SpeedFreaks for over 2 decades.
Rev up your passion for speed. MAVTV Go is the ultimate streaming app for race fans. Enjoy exclusive racing, live events, groundbreaking originals, and a lot more. Anytime, anywhere, for free. Whether you're a diehard or just getting started, MAVTV Go has something for everyone. MAVTV Go, your global home of motorsports, now on the go. Download the app now.
They say where there's smoke, there's fire, and the countdown to the championship is setting the track ablaze. September 27th through 29th, the NHRA Midwest Nationals at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Get your tickets at WWTRaceway.com.